Hey, Planet Watchers. Good to see you, or rather, not see you, but good to know that you're listening to me. Okay, so first of all, I'd like to apologize because as you know, I'm somewhat obsessed with keeping commitments. So postponing something is not a big deal on one hand, but I don't like to postpone. Having said that, there are very good reasons for postponing the IMA to today. I cannot yet disclose the details, but we are working very hard to execute the roadmap that I announced, including the confidential items. So, confidential items still stay confidential, but there is a lot going on and a lot of work going on. So there was a good reason to postpone. And yeah, that's as much as I would tell you about this. So let's come to some interesting weekly news. I would say one piece of big news is that CoinMarketCap is now listing planets. As you know, I would never comment about token price because that's not an issue for me in a way. It's not a focus. However, something I'm going to comment upon is token trading volumes on Bitfinex. So the fact that trading volumes are growing fast is great because it means that more and more people know about PlanetWatch. And adoption is a key word for this project. The more people join and become aware of us, the more our project can be relevant. So CoinMarketCap is it's a very good thing. Okay, something that is also very important is to execute a roadmap in detail and deliver tools that are needed and what people are asking for. Now, today's big delivery, I would say, is that later today we will go live with a new version of the PlanetWatch Explorer. What's the news? The news is that you'll be able to log in and get an individual sensor dashboard. If you own one sensor, you can monitor everything about your sensor. If you own three sensors, you can monitor everything about your three sensors. That should include all the info you need, including air quality data from your sensors, with a possibility, yes, to download them. So in terms of functionalities, this is something like a preview of functionalities brought in by the new app, which should be released hopefully next week. Again, we are a bit late on this, but I think you have enough information to gather the fact that we are growing extremely fast. So we're trying to handle this growth in the best possible way. And sometimes an item can be a bit late, also because making a high quality, very usable, very cool and very functional app is no small beer. So it needs a lot of work and a lot of testing. Anyway, today's news is that later today, a new PlanetWatch Explorer is going live. Well, rather than new Explorer, an Explorer with additional important functionalities. Another item that I'd like to confirm, incidentally, every time now we will mention companies, partners, or sensor manufacturers, I will not take time during the IMA to talk about them. There will be tweets coming later providing details. So the news is that what I announced a couple of weeks ago, so Stake for the Planet, we are working on it, we are making progress. And for example, I can tell you that we have already decided to fund and create a PlanetWatch forest, and we kickstarted by planting 1,000 trees to mitigate climate change. Of course, it's a small thing with respect to the huge problems we are facing, but it's real. Again, we are about real things, right? So forest starts with 1,000 trees that we plant. And of course, thanks to this scheme that we are preparing, setting up, you'll be able to help us grow our forest. That's what it is in a way. Okay, so coming soon. Another coming soon item that I mentioned last time is that you may want to purchase air purifiers for your home with payments in planets. We will very soon tell you which devices we have selected. We will start the reservation scheme because we anticipate a lot of interest. So the first thing we can do, I guess, is to set up a scheme to book one device. So of course, before that, we will release full information about product specs and prices. Okay, details again will be announced by the Twitter account. A couple of items that we asked for and that we were asked for and promised is to deliver the list of countries where each sensor is approved for use. Again, it's taking a bit of time, but because we have several sensors now, and each sensor has its own certification portfolio, and that needs to be double checked with the manufacturer. So, working on it. Unfortunately, we are having again some problems with the ticketing system. We are considering changing supplier because we don't like when things don't work. There was a specific problem, I believe, last Monday, which was fixed on Tuesday, but there might be an additional backlog of tickets, so please be patient. No tickets are ignored. All tickets are processed, and sometimes it can take a bit longer than expected. Moreover, I believe last Monday some users did not receive rewards, but I think they were all paid on Tuesday. So again, whenever these things happen, whenever there's some technical glitch and we feel it's on us, it's our fault, let's say, we make it right. Now, okay, let's move into the sensors question. So just to summarize my announcement part, we are continuing to deliver on the tech side tools which are needed and are asked for by you. And we are working in the background on big things, but yeah, the big things, you better do them first and then talk about them. At least that's my style, as you know. So, questions. Any news about Type 2 sensor? So Type 2 is a piece in our puzzle, in our strategy, and we've been lacking new Type 2 sensor for some time, which is not good. So the news here is that I should see with my eyes a prototype tomorrow, Friday, and I'm quite excited about it. And I'll keep you posted when the time is right. Okay. So if the prototype seems adequate, up to the job, we can try to set up a production line quickly and deliver. Okay, someone says that they want to get access to the data of their sensor, in particular Equino, and they would like to know whether there will be a solar version and all that. Again, as far as data are concerned, I think you'll be pretty satisfied with what you get from the Explorer later today. As far as solar Equino, which it's a cool idea, we'll discuss with the manufacturer tomorrow. I'm going to talk to the Equino people and see whether that's feasible. Saturation. I have a question about whether the foreseen increase in rewards for Type 3 sensors. Once again, we committed to increase rewards for Type 3 out of our own pocket till the end of the year, and at the same time to submit a proposal in the framework of White Paper 2.0 for a permanent increase out of the rewards budget. Of course, if we increase the maximum reward for a sensor, saturation point for that sensor will come faster because we will spend faster the rewards budget. But let me say this yet another time. Saturation is a milestone for this project. So it's a goal, not a hurdle. Wider adoption is a goal and not a threat. Without wider adoption, in the long term, we are irrelevant, let me tell you guys. Because we are about big green data. Big data means big. And I'll say a little bit more what I need about big in connection with another question, but that's the way, that's the logic of the project. And I think you have a number of ways to check that the logic that we've been pursuing so far delivered results, if you see what I mean. So let's stick to a logic which is logical. Okay, I guess I just answered the second in the previous question what I see now. Question about Type 3 rewards. Who decides? Would there be a vote? Yes. Okay, the question I should answer is when. So I'll do my best to deliver a draft White Paper 2.0 proposal in October. Yeah. including that permanent increase of Type 3 rewards, which I support and I believe it's sensible. And to organizing a community vote on this via the new app. And as you know, as it's written in the white paper, for this voting, it doesn't matter how many planets you have. So it's not about being rich in planets, it's about reputation. So help the project to manage sensors and stream data. So based on this, there will be a vote. And I believe this proposal, this comprehensive proposal that I will make, is really needed to fully develop our roadmap, which, as you know, includes monitoring other environmentally relevant quantities, delivering the super secret developments. So I believe we need a framework which is somewhat flexible, however, keeping all the key parameters where they are. So we will never touch the maximum supply of Planet tokens. There are points which are written in stone, and that will never be touched. However, we have some ideas to accommodate in a sensible ways a wider range of monitoring activities, and we're working on this. Question whether Type 3 sensor like SenseEdge Mini can be placed in a house, in a residential home. The answer is yes. Although that sensor, the type of sensor, has been conceived for corporate use, let's say business use, we believe it makes sense to get high quality data also from households. So that is okay, that's allowed. Questions about availability of sensors which you have on board, such as aware elements. Again, for that type of sensors, you buy directly from the manufacturer, so the stocks depends on the manufacturers. We'll make inquiries, but we cannot make forecasts on somebody else's stock, if you see what I mean. I have a question about whether we plan to onboard a specific specific sensor. As a general rule, I won't disclose details of onboarding plans in terms of say, hey, we are testing this one, we're testing that one, for a number of reasons. But I mean, the most obvious reason is that if a sensor fails our test, it's not nice to say we tried that and it's not good enough. Yeah, for one thing, because it might be a good piece of equipment, but just not suitable for us. So I'm not answering questions like, are you testing this one, are you testing that one, because I don't think there's any value added by answering that. The USA is still waiting for the Atmo tubes on Amazon. True. What's the update? Okay, let me tell you how it is. Our batch of 100 Atmo Tube Pros, which we own, was delivered to Amazon in the US. We are trying to unlock the stock and be able to put it up for sale, and we are kind of navigating some, should I call it Amazon bureaucracy? Yeah, something like that. So it's not, I'm not gonna blame Amazon. I mean, they have very strict procedures and processes, and we are trying to get this right. I mean, physically the sunset sensors have been delivered, so it should be a matter of a few days. And of course, you'll be notified by our Twitter account as soon as these devices are available. Now I have a question that I won't answer, but I will answer it anyway. So why do you think the price is going up so much? Blah, blah, blah. Once again, I'm not going to comment on price. I already commented on volumes, which is a proxy for adoption. It's very important. Let me give you a blanket answer to this type of questions. Our project is sound. We don't manipulate the price. We don't manipulate volumes or anything else. So perhaps hard work pays. That might be the reason, maybe, perhaps. So, very excited about the project. Unfortunately, I live in New York State. Again, that's one I answered already. Bitmart is not available for New York State residents. However, there will be more exchanges onboarded or onboarding us, and there will be DeFi coming up in the Algorand ecosystem. I strongly believe that. So putting all together, we'll be able to cater for all Planet Watchers. Some people are asking whether they can kind of set up and turn on an aware element while you guys wait for our onboarding process to be completed. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with turning it on and checking air quality. I'm not aware of any reason why you should not do it. Question about myself. Can you tell us about your background and what you researched for your PhD or anything else? Okay, I don't really think it's useful that I talk about myself in an AMA. However, I have nothing to hide as far as I can remember. So I have a LinkedIn profile, obviously, Claudio Parrinello on LinkedIn. If you browse it, there is quite a bit about myself. There is additional stuff in the multimedia section of the PlanetWatch website. Well, interviews. An interview to me, there is an interview from Kelly Callahan from Algorand. There is some stuff. So in a sentence, I've been doing research in theoretical particle physics in the first part of my life, which is say until the turn of last century. I was involved in quantum chromodynamics and stochastic quantization, using some buzzwords which sound particularly mysterious just for fun, but that's what it is. So it's about what's going on inside the atoms, let's say, to put it very, very simply and bluntly. That was very exciting, but I also got excited later on by other things in life. And through a long path, I came where I am now. And if I had to say there is something, a fil rouge, a pattern that stays across my professional life, is a passion for innovation. I like to define myself a serial innovator, but I think that's enough for narcissism and talking about myself. So that's me. Somebody's asking who PlanetWatch is selling data to. Has enough data been collected, or is it too early for that stage? Now, that's a very important and very serious question. So outdoor and indoor air quality is a slightly different scenario, the way I understand it. So for outdoors, honestly, I think it's a bit too early, because for outdoors, you need both density in a city to make data relevant, because we claim we can collect hyperlocal data, so we need very high resolution information. So density in a city is important. Having only one or two cities in the world is not enough to attract, say, worldwide attention. So for outdoor, I believe it's too early. We're working on it. It's growing fast. We need both density and widespread diffusion. For indoor, in a way, we are already selling data to corporates where we install turnkey monitoring solutions. So in terms of what's called market validation, we already know that corporates are interested in air quality data when it's about their own venues, which sounds obvious, but it's not so obvious, believe me. For building big data sets of global indoor air quality data sets, of course, we need more higher numbers. And then it's not so much about density, it's about sampling different environments in different regions of the world. So we will get there. Okay, so a question about our relationship with CERN. Good question. Now, as you know, you might have seen this logo, CERN spin-off. What does it mean? What's the relationship about that? So CERN, which is an intergovernmental research institution, meaning that their members they have member states, about 21, I believe now, or possibly more. And there are a number of initiatives to support technology transfer and fruitful collaboration between CERN's research staff and companies, in particular startups issued from their member states. For example, Italy, France, UK, and Norway, and most of European countries are CERN members. So a startup based in one of CERN's member states can achieve CERN spin-off status if a CERN technology is instrumental for its development. We are leveraging some CERN technology. So we applied for a CERN spin-off status. We got it, and we are the first company in the blockchain world to have such status. So status foresees, there is an agreement, of course, which foresees technical support, among other things. There are some communication synergies which are not spelled out in the contract, but of course CERN has an interest to demonstrate that its technologies deliver benefits to the world. So we are last time I think they had a nice article about us was for the Earth Day. You can find on CERN's blog an article on Earth Day which talks quite a bit about PlanetWatch. The other synergy which I'm looking towards is that as soon as time allows, we might discuss with CERN installation of PlanetWatch sensors on the CERN website, on the CERN physical site, which is based near Geneva. So because it's an interesting testing ground for all that we measure, and it's also because on the communication side, of course, that will be quite visible. So questions about expansion in other markets, which I mean environmental markets, I would say, and whether we release reports on the number of sensors available for all types. Now, once again, white paper 2.0 will make a plan for expansion in that sense. The Explorer will provide, sorry, today is, my voice is bad. The Explorer will provide more information as of tonight, and yeah, we'll try to improve reporting all the time if needed. That's fun. Where can we buy PlanetWatch gear? Hats, hoodies, shirts, skirts, sweats, phone cases. That would be good for advertising. Indeed, that would be good. That would be fun. We are working on this too. You might see something soon. It's, of course, it's not priority number one, but it's fun and it's useful. So yes. Somebody's asking about how can I sign up to be a beta tester for new technologies. Thank you for your interest. We'll get in touch. We'll organize it whenever this is relevant. So it's not an ongoing, well, it's an ongoing activity, but there will not be ongoing programs where you sign as tester and you become a tester for life. So we'll be kind of a spot activities, and we'll do it when it's the best time to do it. Okay, last but not least, I announced that we will have also technical and scientific AMAs, tech regarding the technologies that we leverage in PlanetWatch. Scientific means about the value, the impact, the relevance of the data we collect and all that. Hopefully before the end of this week, we'll pull out, as I said already, the first forms where you can submit your questions. Okay, I think that's it for today. Unless let me double check, but I think that's the key questions that I felt should be answered. Once again, if you ask questions which were asked in previous IMAs, I will not answer them just for the sake of time. If you ask questions where the answer is easily found in a white paper, I won't answer either, because it doesn't make sense to take time on this. So as a summary, you have a number of indicators out there showing that the project is growing very, very well. This is a IoT plus blockchain plus big data environmental project. I don't like to call it a crypto project because the focus of this project is to deliver scientific and business value through environmental data. So keep this in mind. What's happening is very positive. I think we are delivering on the key items, and you have a number of ways to check it. So let's keep the momentum all together. Let's grow all together, and let's be happy and watch the planet. Bye-bye, guys.